Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're doing great. As you can see by the title, in this video I'll respond to some Reddit K-pop opinions that make me so mad I low-key wanna punch whoever wrote them. These are all pretty delusional takes and I really wanted to comment on these opinions because they are just insane. I recommend you to pause the video in order to read the opinions. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin with the video. K-pop would be so much better if 90% of groups disbanded. Wow, what a stupid take honestly. Of course everyone would prosper if 90% of their competitors ceased to exist. This applies to literally every industry, but it's just so stupid. This opinion specifically says how most groups out there just copy whatever the popular groups do. That's objectively not true. Some groups take inspiration from more popular groups. Some groups straight up copy others sometimes. But there are so many groups who are doing their own thing and have such unique concepts. Also, if only 10% of groups were active, can you imagine the lack of variety? In that case, of course, it would be extremely likely for everybody to just copy each other. So thank God there are many groups out there. The groups that in this person's opinion would be better off disbanded, might actually have great music and great talent to offer. Why should they disband just because you only care about popular groups? Who cares? Just follow whoever you wanna follow. Your popular faves are not gonna be damaged by these underrated groups' existence. If anything, it's the other way around. Hanny from New Jeans is rude. This opinion must have been written by someone who never had friends in their entire life. Because how are you accusing her of being rude when she's just acting like people always act with their close friends? If she's joking and playfully bickering with her members, she's rude. But I bet that if she acted serious, you would accuse her of hating the members and not having a good relationship with them. Because I know how you all react when idols aren't chaotic. You start saying they aren't close. However, the moment they act like all close friends do, then they are being rude. Make up your fucking mind. Clearly this person has never watched any New Jeans content and has only seen clips taken out of context. Calling someone rude for simply joking with their friends is so ridiculous, and I can't believe we're still having this kind of discussions in 2024. I don't like Wonyoung because she is too popular. Okay, so I think everyone is free to not vibe with an idol for whatever reason, but this is just coming off as wanting to be edgy so bad. You know, those people that refuse to like everything that's popular, whether it is a celebrity, a movie, a song or whatever. It's kinda silly. Not to mention that if it's popularity that bothers you, by this logic this person should dislike every single idol who is as popular or more popular than Wonyoung, and they should dislike every single group that has a most popular member. So pretty much 90% of the groups in K-pop. But I seriously doubt that's the case. It's like the problem is just Wonyoung, because God forbid a pretty, talented and successful girl becomes influential. This opinion is just giving insecurity. Hype groups should be banned from the show. Well, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. If you say that the show is a music show that should be for underrated groups only, then you should also get mad about big three groups performing there. But apparently you only have a problem if it's hype artists. Not to mention that the show is not a music show for underrated groups. This is just something the K-pop stans have started saying just because many popular groups stopped going to the show. But it's not like it was created as a show for underrated groups. And also, I don't know about you, but if I was an idol and I got my first win just because popular groups were banned from the show, I would feel like I didn't even deserve the win. Because you either win if you have the numbers, or else it's just a charity award. How can a win be meaningful if you win only after killing all potential competition? I also stand some underrated groups and I would love to see them winning, but I just accept the fact that there are bigger groups out there. The time will come when even underrated groups will get their first win. Don't worry, it's not like groups have to get their first win 1 week after their debut. It might take years, but it will happen when it will happen, and that would make it actually meaningful. Gen 4 and 5 are lacking in the rap line department of rap queens. First of all, it's funny how this person specifically wants Blackpink to save the industry with their rapping. I mean, I really like Jennie and Lisa's rapping, but why are you acting as if they were the best female rappers of 3rd gen and they needed to teach rookies how it's done? But anyway, saying 4th and 5th gen female rappers are bad is the funniest thing ever. Have you heard Soyeon from Idol, Yuki from Purple Kiss, Ray from IVE, Baby Monster's rap line, Kiss of Life's rap line, Young Posse as a whole, Kyojin and Jiwoo from N-Mix, Swa and Xiun from Billy, Bad Villain's rap line, and I could keep going, but I'll just stop here. Like, are you for real? This generation surely doesn't lack talented female rappers, so I don't understand what this person is even trying to say. Groups should be judged mainly based off of their lead and main members. This is a very silly take in my opinion. Let me make an example right off the bat. Let's say there is a 10-membered group, and one of the members is the best vocalist that has ever existed in the history of K-pop. Everybody acknowledges that there is no other idol that could even come close when it comes to vocal skills. But then let's suppose that the other 9 members in the group are all mediocre vocalists. Would you still say this group is the strongest group in K-pop when it comes to vocals just because they have the best singer in K-pop even if everyone else is subpar? I don't think so. And same thing goes for rappers and dancers. Obviously nobody expects everyone to have a main position, and it's clear that there will always be certain members that tend to carry the group when it comes to certain skills, but everybody needs to be all-rounded to an extent, so that the group doesn't have to rely on the members with the main positions only, and everyone can contribute. And I'm sorry, but if there are members that for example have terrible dancing skills and always look messy as hell on stage, it's not like I'm gonna pretend like I don't see them and they don't exist just because the dance line is strong. Those members are still there, ruining the performance with their underdeveloped skills, and so they make the group's dancing level look worse as a whole. It makes sense to not expect everyone to excel at everything. For example, expecting a main rapper to be able to sing high notes and things like that. But the overall level of the group needs to be decent, and only judging a group based on the most skilled members doesn't actually reflect the group's real abilities. Vocals don't matter as much as we make them out to be. I disagree, but I was kinda on board with the first part of the opinion where this person says that vocals are not everything, and there are other things that come into play when it comes to being an idol. I absolutely agree with that. But vocals should always be important. And also there is something that rubbed me the wrong way about this opinion. This person says, I don't see why a member with poor vocals is somehow less worthy of praise than a member with better ones. And I'm just like, what do you mean why? Of course a good vocalist deserves more praise than an awful one. I can't believe we're seriously having this discussion right now. I agree that each member provides something to the group and everyone has something they're especially strong in. But this can never be an excuse to sound trash. Vocals are important and I'm okay with a member not being a strong vocalist, if they are for example a good dancer, a good rapper or a charismatic performer. But even if they are not strong singers, they need to sound at least decent. Let's stop lowering our standards like this because it's insane. All performance groups piss me off. I personally disagree completely. I actually find myself getting quite bored during award shows, and sometimes it's nice seeing a big stage with crazy choreos and crazy formations once in a while. I like performance groups because these are groups that actually make it exciting to watch them performing. There are other groups who are more focused on vocals and the quality of their songs, which is amazing. But when it comes to award shows and live stages, I absolutely love watching groups with very strong performance skills. I get it that it might not be everyone's cup of tea, however I can't help but disagree, and I genuinely don't get how a group putting up an entertaining performance could piss you off. Majority of male idols that are big with the Korean general public for their acting have the personality of a cardboard. Okay, let me be honest. I also thought the same about a few idols who are particularly known for their visuals. But then after getting to know them a bit more through their content, I changed my mind. I feel like this is a specific role that the company tells them to play, telling them they should always be perfect, always proper, but that doesn't mean that's who they really are. This reminds me of how K-pop stans act as if introverted idols were boring just because they are shy and not chaotic, or as if serious idols were actually depressed. Like, that's ridiculous. Just because these idols show themselves in a certain way, it doesn't mean they have no personality, and I find this way of thinking very superficial and annoying. It pisses me off so fucking much. Okay besties, this was my response to some Reddit opinions that low-key pissed me off. I'd like to know what you think of them, so let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.